All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to another episode of We Create Music TV. I am your host, Vaughn, and today we got my man, artist, Jeremy Caesar.
What's good? How y'all doing?
What's good, man? How you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling.
Glad you could be here.
I'm glad I could be here too, man. But I'm feeling great today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling good.
It's Sunday, the
Look,
vibes.
it's Sunday. It is sunny.
Yeah.
It ain't raining
Man.
like it's been the past.
Bro, like 9-10 days in a row. It seems like, and I'm trying to.
Every day I go to work, I'm just, really? More rain? Oh my gosh. So thank you that it's nice and sunny and amazing outside today. We'll have to get out. Well, I mean, we'll be getting outside today anyway. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad that you're here to share your story, to talk to the people about who you are, and so that they can get to know Jeremy Caesar. So, man, if you wouldn't mind starting, just talk about how you got started in music.
Well, as far as it's like the same story as like everybody. I got started in church, like playing the drums or like trying to learn how to play the drums.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time, and singing like gospel songs in the car with my sister. But the first time I started getting into writing, I was like 10 years old. I used to like freestyle with one of my homies, like while we was playing basketball. And it was just like one of the funnest things ever for me to like create words and like do the things like I was seeing like different artists do on TV. And of course, when you're a kid, that's like the biggest influence and shit. I mean, and stuff. My bad.
Nah, you good.
But
no, look, so people know that this is marked not for kids on YouTube. So.
But and one of my biggest things when I started writing was I have to put as many cuss words in here like they do so people will listen.
Yeah.
But
that is an interesting take, because I guess the question is, I don't want to cut you off and you telling your story, but that kind of, and I'll have you go back if you don't mind. But with music today, and even back then, I'm an old guy, right? So back then, you didn't really hear a lot of curse words in music, right? I mean, or if you heard any, Run DMC hardly ever said a curse word in any of their songs.
A lot of the pioneers,
right? But now this is like every other word. But why do you think that has become a trend within hip hop music today? Is that we got to load it up with curse words?
I feel like back when hip hop started, like in the 80s or when it started becoming commercialized, then it was more about a message that everybody was trying to get through. It was like our art form. It was like one of our first art forms, like as like black urbans, like
right.
quote unquote. But I feel like it was like a reason behind it, and now it's like oversaturated and like more so about money and like living a certain type of lifestyle that comes with that. And then overall outside of the music, I think our vocab has kind of just went there anyway, like as people. But I wasn't here in the 80s, so I don't know how everybody else was talking.
Oh yeah, I was there in the 80s. Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't a lot of. Now, the only way you will hear cursing is if you listen to like the underground stuff.
Yeah.
The commercial stuff didn't really have it, and then of course it gradually started, and then you had more artists who started cursing, and it just became a standard or something that was expected within music. Yeah, it was just something that became accepted, and now you hear it. Oh, now you hear cursing more than the message within music. All right, so now we're gonna get back to the story, right? But I just needed to ask that question because it just kind of sparked that curiosity of why we moved to doing that.
But yeah, that's how I had started writing. As far as like the music I was listening to, I was like hanging out with my older sister a lot, and she listened to like a lot of pop music. So it was like a combination of like that, and then like the rap my mom was like listening to, mixed with like punk rock. It just sounds like that, and like kind of all that blending in to now it's like everything. I don't know. Now that I look back on my life talking about this, it seems like every like grade it was like a different genre I was studying, because I remember like in 6th grade I was listening to like nothing but like West Coast like 90s G-funk. So it's like just as the time went by, just like studying different genres or different subgenres a lot.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But other than that, started like just writing, freestyling at the lunch table, just different stuff. I didn't actually record my first song until I was about like 20 or 21.
Okay.
So yeah, it was before that. It was just like a whole bunch of writing and freestyling. But that's how it got started with music. Now I'm realizing, learning stuff I've never known before, and it's like one of the greatest things ever.
So, give an example. What are some of the things that you're now kind of focusing on?
That as a rapper, it's not always about like having the hardest bar or like having like the hardest verses or stuff like that. It's more so about making sure that the listener can connect to me through the music, that they can feel like what I'm rapping about or what I'm singing about or what the song is about in general. Like just that feeling connecting. I learned that from Kevin. But yeah, that like just the feeling connect, because it's like once you feel something, it's like it draws you in, like it attracts you to it. Like
most definitely.
So I'm learning how to, I guess, like put your soul into the music.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, music is emotive. It draws emotions out of people. I mean, if I asked you, what do you feel when you hear this particular song, it kind of brings up memories and emotions that are, attached to it. So when you're making music, or anybody's making music, people connect to it from an emotional perspective, or it has some type of meaning, because when I was in a situation, I broke up with my girl and we were fighting over this, and every time I did that, all I kept hearing was Neo, that he's so sick of love songs, right?
Yeah, I got it.
And now that kind of is a reminiscence. So when I hear that song, I kind of turn it off because I'm pissed off because me and my girl broke up.
Yeah, it's like I try to, one thing like that with me is, no matter like what relationships I'm in or like what females I'm dealing with, I try to never attach any of them to music, because it would like ruin. I don't want them to ruin any songs for you at all. Like, cause it's not fair. Like,
it's just not fair. Like, it ain't fair to me that you are now attached to this song, and every time I hear the song.
Yeah, like I went through a breakthrough while 2014, while For Your Eyes Only, the J. Cole album was releasing, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna let this ruin this for me.
Yeah, that's right. Like, man, every time I hear this song, I think about you, man. But yeah, I think that's a good perspective. But people are drawn by emotion to music.
Yeah.
Right, and that's how because as an artist, your job is to connect with the audience, to help them feel what you were feeling or thinking in the music that you're now conveying to them, right? Through words, through music. And so I think that's a great approach. I think today most people just want to get out there and just make a lot of other stuff. But
yeah, it's because the way I look at it is that like music is kind of like movies, but it's like our genres are split up based on like what the sound is rather than what it's actually about. So I feel like even in hip hop, like the subgenres, like there's movies to make you laugh. There's movies, like there's songs just to entertain to, just to dance to. Then there's movies that are like dramas. There's movies with a message behind it. Then there's I watched Hollywood Shuffle the other day for the first time.
Oh, that's dope.
So there's movies to make you laugh with a message. And but yeah, it's a lot. Like, so that's just how I see it.
Yeah, music and movies kind of have similarities between the two, and their purpose of what they're trying to convey with an audience, right? So yeah, I think that's weird, because I think I remember Neo kind of saying something like that as far as how he got his name, is because he saw, well, I guess they said that he saw music as kind of like that movie, kind of like an algorithm, and putting that together, kind of like how we put films together, right? And so just making that connection, I think, is dope. And just kind of
so it's like he got his name like from Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah, he got it from Neo from the Matrix. That's right, because it was, man, when you think about it, though, the Matrix came out 2000? Yeah, that's crazy.
99, 2000. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's also one of my favorite movies, too. Yeah.
I still got to watch, like, the sequels.
Now, you haven't seen the sequels yet? Now, I know we ain't talking about the Matrix. We're supposed to be talking about music, right?
Yeah, my bad.
Now we're talking about the Matrix. But they're coming out with a new one.
They did?
They're getting ready to. Matrix 4. Which I'm kind of trying to figure out how they're gonna come out with this Matrix 4, but I'm just gonna wait and see.
Yeah, I got to watch the other two before that dropped.
Oh, you got to watch the other two, because if you don't watch the other two and you try to go straight from number 1 to number 4,
so it's like it's Reloaded is second, and then Revolution is third.
Yeah, right, and then you got whatever this new one is going to be, Rebirth, I guess. I don't know, Wachowski people, what you're doing, but whatever. But back to my man Jeremy Caesar, you know what I'm saying? But originally from
man, I'm originally from all over.
From all over.
I was born in Montgomery, Alabama. I had moved to Virginia, moved down to Texas for a year, moved back to Virginia, all over Newport News, Tappahannock, up in the DC area, Springfield, Stafford. Then I moved back down to Birmingham, like my senior year of high school. So it's easier to say like Birmingham. I'm from Birmingham. Mm-hmm. That's still my area code, 205. Okay. That's why I, jumped off the porch and shit like that.
Hey, so, you got that right.
So Birmingham is all day West Side, Price City.
That's right, Birmingham. Yeah, I got family that's down in Dothan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I had been there a couple times, like going through there when I was driving to like visit my dad. He stays in Tallahassee.
Okay. Yeah. I never been to Dothan.
Oh, so yeah. It's like a water park that I heard about. I never like stopped like visited or anything. Drove through.
Yeah, I didn't know they from there. And I actually got family from Georgia. They're in Donaldsonville, Georgia. Never been there either. But
it sounds far away, so I'll probably.
It sounds far away. That's right. It does. It sounds like it's way out there somewhere. But yeah, man. So just talk about just some of the challenges that you experienced, just even getting into this whole music thing, and what did you really learn from it?
Challenges that I've experienced. There's like one like that pops in my head. Like one, it's a lot of them, but one specific challenge is I'll say going to these different shows or like these showcases. I'm trying to get out of going to showcases because it's like it's good networking, but other than that, I guess not too much there. But really going there and then like getting like time slots that are like messed up thing. It's like you're just performing in front of other artists. You're not really getting to perform in front of a crowd. Then like different like the universal lubricant money, like people being able to like skip ahead of like lists and lines and everything like that, and it not really being about talent, but more so about who got the most money. Who got the most money? Yeah, so I say that's one of like the biggest obstacles I've came across, but that's about to stop. Then one other incident that happened. I was on my way to like a writing boot camp, and my car had like the tire flew off like in the middle lane on 285. Then like an 18-wheeler just came and like totaled it. Funniest thing, like the whole time I'm like, damn, if I could just get this car to the side of the road, then I'll be okay. And wouldn't you know, the 18-wheeler smacked it like right where I needed it to be. So you gotta be careful when you ask the guy what you asking guy. Be specific. But
he's like, all right, you can go over there.
I don't know.
There'll be a tire over there though.
But yeah, so I don't know, just dealing with that and then having to like completely put that behind me to focus on like the task that was at hand. That was like an obstacle, but a lot of different things, like having to like miss work and lose jobs to go to shows because the shows were that important to me. Just a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah. It takes a huge sacrifice to do this industry, because the amount of time and effort and work that you got to put into it doesn't necessarily reap the immediate benefit, right? You can bust your ass just really trying to make it and lose time, lose jobs, lose money, lose relationships for the sake of making it within music, to being one of the big artists, right? Yeah. And I think that's a lot of people's dreams. And I think there's a misunderstanding of what that really means in music. I know many people that make a living off music and they don't work a full-time job. Music is what they do, but you will never know them.
Yeah, and that's everybody always says it, like money over fame. Like I don't really need the fame, or like to be like a huge like big name. I just want to be able to like sustain myself. And, like once I create a family, be able to sustain my family off of music, and then like that's it for real, for real. Just I don't have to be like the biggest artist. I just want to be an artist. You know what I mean? Like doing what I love to do and like letting that be life. But we're on the way to it though.
That's what's up.
I got faith that it's coming.
Yeah, that's what's up. I mean, you got to be the one in charge of your own destiny and determine what's that going to look like for you, right? And if it's superstardom, great. And if it's not, and you just want to live low key and still make over 100K a year, and you can take care of all the things you want, why not? I know plenty of people who do that.
Yeah, I mean, I know a couple people, but I'm trying to. I don't know. I need to hone in on it, like on exactly what it is. But like I said, I got faith that it's coming. So.
Yes, brother. Yeah, me too. Me too, definitely. So, I want to go back to something that you had said earlier, especially in regards to your upbringing, right? So, a lot of people that I kind of met through the interviews and things like that get their start in church, right?
Yeah.
Playing drum, playing keys, singing in church, right? So for you, how has your growing up and being involved in that environment kind of shaped you as an individual today and as an artist today?
As an artist or as an individual, I'll say, because I'm not a Christian now, but I'll say it gave me a good foundation on like what faith is and what like believing in a higher power is, like to build around that. Because like I come from like a family full of preachers, like mom, grandma, uncle, aunt, like everybody, like a pastor, apostle, or something like that, bishop,
a prophet, bishop, deacon, deaconess, so church board member. Nah, I'm joking.
But yeah, so I grew up like church every single Sunday. Never really agreed with it, but you know it was like the thing to do. So yeah, I started off. I'll say it shaped me with that to have that like blind faith in something, or not blind faith because it's like constantly being answered, but like to have that faith in something that I can't necessarily see at that point in time. And as an artist, I'll say, man, it's like a lot of gospel music that I still listen to just because of the energy that it brings. Like I still love going to church because of the energy, like everybody in like one space to like for a common goal to like praise and worship and like give thanks to like their higher power or their higher being, whatever you want to call it. But well, I'm supposed to be talking about as an artist right now. As an artist, I say that soulful sound, like that sound that never like leaves your like never leaves your mind, never leaves your body, like that you could put on dang, what's that Kirk Franklin song? A Brighter Day. Like, bruh, I'm in it. Like,
I'm in it.
Like, turn this whole day to a church service for real. Praise and worship. Like, praise team or whatever it's called. But yeah, I'll say that sound is really, it added, I guess, a soulfulness to my sound. Or not to my sound, but to the feeling.
Okay.
Like a spirituality aspect of it.
Yeah, because everybody has some, maybe, I don't know. But usually most people have like some type of connection to church. And they kind of grew up in that environment. Me, myself, didn't. Right? I didn't really grow up in the church environment. I didn't do that until actually 2000, right? And so, but it kind of shapes and develops you and kind of helps you on your own journey. I'm just usually curious because I know most people who grew up in church, whether they're still involved in church or not, there's some type of connection that they have that impacts the music that they make today. And I guess for you, it is that it brings that soulfulness, especially if you grew up in a super down south church with the white steepy or temple, and it's like that, like real soulful. And so, you know, coming from that type of environment, it kind of helps you as an artist shape what you do. and the message that you bring, the music that you kind of deliver. Yeah, that's dope. So how'd you get involved with writing sessions?
Writing sessions.
Yeah. Shout out to Kevin Shine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin, I haven't made some of the meetings, but yeah, talk about how'd you get involved with writing sessions of America.
I had just moved back to Atlanta from part from Huntsville, Alabama. I had went there for a little minute to take care of some business. It was probably my first music event that I had went to, because I had been here for like 2 or 3 months, and I was like, man, I haven't done anything music related at all. I need to go do something. So I went to like this plug and play that was at iLounge, where I met my sister Shiva, and met her, and me and her had been talking, chilling and kicking it, and she had told me about writing sessions, invited me to Kevin. I had played one of the songs, and I just started like coming to the shows and to different meetings, and that's how I got involved.
Yeah. So what type of benefit has writing sessions been for you to help you in your own career as an artist?
I'd say career-wise, just learning like different things that like I wouldn't have known, like just how certain stuff operates, like the minds of certain people, like whether it be like executives or whoever, or like, well, no, I can't say executives, but like how like the people in suits, like getting a better idea of the perspective of like the people in suits, how they look at you, and you just run up to them like, hey, I'm such and such, and I do such and such. So like just getting that's helped a lot, like knowing that you getting into the mentality and the mindset that like you really have to like will yourself into this, like. And I would say outside of like career wise, like the whole family environment just helps with a lot, like feeling like less of an outcast almost, I'll say. But I guess, yeah, feeling like less of an outcast and feeling like more, I don't know, like more genuine like love when you like around like people, and it has to do with music. Like that's, you know, because you know this industry is like real cutthroat, so it's like having that like love around is everything.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I've been to several of Kevin's meetings, and I don't know if I really want to call them meetings, but I mean, it's like a family gathering. You know, we all gather and we talk music, but we talk business also. And Kevin does a great job, because my very first meeting with him, or session or gathering, whatever we want to call it, is that when we got there, he had everybody fill out this document, and it was more about your vision as an artist. You know, how much music are you putting out? Where are you putting out music? Like, it was a ton of questions. We went through all questions, and then at the end of that, we got a chance to play music for one another, get some feedback, and I mean, it just felt like everybody was connected with one another. You made relationships with people. You're like, oh, as soon as you walk in, hey, what's good, man? I haven't seen you in a minute. Like, whoa, yeah, come on in. Like, and it just feels very familial, right? So it feels like family when you walk into that situation. So kudos to Kevin for doing that. If you don't know who Kevin Shine is, go Google Kevin and find out for yourself. But Kevin is a great guy. So, but yeah, man. So what's next for you? What type of music you been working on lately?
Lately, I've been trying to put an EP together. Well, I gotta stop saying trying, because I realize how powerful words are. But putting the EP together, but like making sure like everything is A1. I'm in the process of just recording right now. Like getting like a good demo of the song done. Then going back and polishing up what needs to be polished, and then sending it to mixing. So right now, I'm in writing mode. I got I want to put at least like 7 to 10 tracks on the EP, but I have about 5 or 6. Well, I'll say I have like 6 or 7 right now that I'm like real solid on, but it's like I'm like scatterbrained, so that could change at any minute. Like those songs, I don't like any of these songs. Let me start on something new.
I'm like, no, I'm scratching the whole project, starting over.
Yeah, so I'm just going through that process right now. But like I have a couple that I think are gonna be there. So If it's not gonna be later on this year in 2020, which is like definitely the goal, it'll probably be like first quarter next year. I'm saying that, and we haven't even got out the first quarter of this year.
Oh, we about to, because March is about to be over real soon.
Yeah, so I'm ready for the second quarter. You know, summer always brings like
me
a
too.
lot of inspiration. So
no doubt.
I'm looking forward to that. But, I'm just working on different songs, like really cataloging, so I can like just pull from the catalog and see what I can do with that. I can arrange everything, but
man, like when you're thinking of EP, I mean, you kind of thinking about choosing your 5 best songs you got, 5 or 6, probably 5 best songs you got, and kind of showcasing that to the world. Because like when you get into like 10 songs, you might as well put out a full-fledged album. Man.
Oh yeah,
10 to 12 songs. That's except who did it? They're now starting to make 8-song albums. I think Pusha T last album, I think it's Dakota, has only 8 songs on it. I think Nas's latest album has
that Kanye thing that they had.
Everybody like has 7 or 8 songs on their album. That's it.
I mean, but that was each album was like a powerful 7 or 8. 7 or 8 songs though. So it was great. Even the Tiana Taylor album was like.
But Tiana Taylor's dope anyway.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
But what else I was saying? So yeah, like 10 songs might be too much.
For an EP.
Yeah.
Now if you're doing a full-fledged album, go for it.
I don't think I'm ready for a full-fledged album yet. Just gonna focus on the EP and like maybe do some like songs, like some promotional songs here and there, like SoundCloud releases.
No, for real. Because EP is like your temperature check. Yeah. Right? You kind of putting out a product to say, and even from the EP, you're putting out a single to say, okay, how are people really going to feel this? And if they're feeling this, then more than likely they're probably going to feel the EP. And if they feel in the EP, then that's like, okay, cool. Full album mode needs to happen. Right? And so, but there's always that debate between, do I put out singles, do I put out albums? And everybody always has their point of view of what they want to do or should do. And some people say, no, don't ever put out an album, just make singles and just put out singles, a single every month.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that approach too, but the reason I would probably go more with that approach is because I feel like nowadays people's attention span is like really short, especially for artists that they don't know. Like it's like people are just now getting to the point where, well, I'm not even gonna say it, but where there's like certain artists that, I'll go listen to this whole album, like, and like, I'm waiting on this album, like I'm hype about this album, like the masses is just now getting like back to that. So for me to put out an album, like they don't know me, like they gonna hear like skim through it, or it's like because I don't know, when I think of album, I think of like a movie, like the songs are different scenes, like everything's a different. So it's like I don't want to put out an album and then it just gets skimmed through and like not appreciate it because like I put my damn soul into that album. But it's like with the EP, it's still kind of gonna be like a storytelling aspect on it, but it's like shorter, so it's like easier to 30 minutes to an hour. It's easier to, or 25 minutes to compare it to an hour.
To an album, that's right. So for yourself, what would be some things that, kind of going back to like challenges and sacrifices, etc. What would be some things that you kind of notice within your own musical career that you need to take advantage of to help enhance or further it that other people may want to know for themselves too?
That it's more to it, a lot more to it than just having an Instagram or social media and then just putting out music like online and then just flooding music online. It's a lot of that goes into that to even get it into the eyes and into the ears of the right people. How much like demographic and like target audience is important to the type of music that you're making, because it's like I'm not the type of music that I make personally. I wouldn't like go to a strip club with it or anything like that because I don't think it would be like the right fit. But time management definitely, like especially when I imagine it gets easier when you start making money off of it, because it's like this is the time management, but then it's like, okay, there's 24 hours in a day. I need at least 4 to sleep At least 4 or 5. I need 8 hours like at another person's job. So that's like 11 hours left. Then I'm on the bus right now, so travel takes about like 4 hours going here and forth from places. So that's so yeah, definitely time management. Like the free time that I do have isn't really free time. It's time being spent on something, or that has to be spent on something. I'll say a good network, definitely. Not even just people who are into the music or in the music industry, but like a good network of people that care, people that you trust, like people, like just, you know, I don't know how else to word it, but a good network of people that you trust, like, and then I'd say from my own standpoint is always take advice, or you never know when good advice is, or where good advice is going to come from. So you have to be able to, I want to say, me personally, I'm not right all the time. So it's like whenever somebody gives me advice, I'm always down to listen. I'm always down to hear what they say, and I'm always down to like take in what I can take in. But, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you gotta recognize that with advice, some of the advice is good. Some of it is like, okay, I'm glad you shared your opinion.
I feel like even the bad advice is like good because it's like then it shows you like a other side.
Oh yeah,
it's like okay, so not do this. So even the bad advice is good advice.
Yeah. I mean, when somebody's giving constructive criticism on things that can help you to improve, and that's the thing. Is if they're giving you the advice, does the advice that they're giving you help to improve what you do? Because if somebody just comes up and says, "Oh, what do you think? You suck," that's not really advice. That's not really helping people grow and develop and to enhance what they currently do. So there has to be meaning behind and content and context behind what they're saying, right? So, yeah. You got to be willing to take advice. And I sometimes feel that people today don't want to take it because I don't think they really want to hear what the constructive side.
That's my favorite part. Like when I play like new music for people, I want to hear everything you don't like about it first, and then tell me what you like. Like just what, because it'll be fresher in my mind, and then I know what to go improve on next time. So that's my favorite part, the constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism. It has to be constructive.
When it's from when it's from like a good place. When it comes from a good place.
Yeah, when the person's intent is to say, hey, you know what, Jeremy, I really, really want to help you grow and develop. So I got some feedback for you. It's going to be difficult to hear, but it's going to help improve what you do. And boom. But the person to say, hey, here's just what I think. You know, I've learned a long time ago that criticism that's not constructive is just criticism. And so if you just want to criticize, then you can save it. But if you want to give me criticism that's constructive, then I super welcome it. And I want it because I know I can get better from it. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, most definitely. So, man, tell people where they can find you, brother.
You can follow me on Instagram at Jeremy __ Caesar, CAESAR, and then I don't even use my SoundCloud, but I have a couple of songs up there if you want to go check out. I'm not proud of these songs. But I don't even got no service, so I can't tell you. But there's a link in my bio to one of the songs on SoundCloud on my Instagram, so feel free to go out there and listen to it. But,
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, definitely go check them out. Man. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, my man, Jeremy Caesar. Brother, it's been a pleasure, my dude.
Hey, it's been dope, man.
Been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of We Create Music TV. I am your beloved host. Nah, I'm just a regular old dude that's just here to say thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate you. You can catch us every Thursday at 7 p.m. at WeCreateMusic.tv. And we're out. Thank you for tuning in. And I still don't have a tagline for you, so it'll come one day. But appreciate you tuning in. Peace out. Once again, Jeremy Caesar.